I think we should call this meeting to order. I'm calling the planning committee meeting for April 9th, 10 a.m. to order. China, can you do the roll call, please?
Yes. Selden.
Here.
Bentley.
Here.
Byram's excused. Hamaji. Here. That completes your roll call.
Okay. Does anyone have any changes or comments to the minutes from our March 12th meeting?
No.
Okay, then they will be approved as submitted. And my report is we don't have any action items today, but we do have updates. Ann's not here, but Jeff is going to fill us in. So let's start with Jeff.
Okay, we'll do our best here. I'll start with the Golden Pear. The restaurant is very, very near completion in terms of the phase one improvements, which is the indoor improvements along with the kitchen. The last kind of delay or hold up a little bit was some of the refrigeration units. I believe they've received those, and now we're just completing some work on the hood, which needs to be done, and that should be hopefully complete by the end of next week timeframe, and then we will be prepared for getting inspections and the health permit. The liquor license is still valid under the LLC Rossmore Creekside Holdings, and then it is being still updated with the new membership to the LLC, removing Creekside corporate cuisine and replacing it with the Worth Group. So that should be finalized. It's just waiting final review from ABC as long as that takes. But they have a valid license regardless. So
they can open with that license?
They can open with the current license because it's held by the LLC. Okay. So it's still valid. We will be announcing the timing for the soft opening and the lottery that people had signed up for. Those folks will be notified of seating opportunities as soon as they are ready to actually open the door. So we're getting very close.
Can you give a little overview of what a soft opening is?
So we did the lottery of folks could put in their name and group of 4. They will be arranged during specific seating times. That way it gives the operator a chance to work on their food, on the service, on make sure everything runs smoothly. They'll go through a few rounds of that before actually opening the doors.
Will they actually give us an opportunity to give feedback or comments?
That's what it's all about, yeah.
And is it just verbal, or will they have like a little thing to fill out?
I'm not too sure if they'll have a little comment card or if it'll be actual just verbal feedback.
Comment card would be good because they could collect them and read them later, you know?
Yeah, so I'm not exactly sure how.
Maybe you could.
Yes.
Yeah.
Were there a lot of people that submitted?
There were quite a few, yeah. I don't know the total number, but she was able to fill the various sections. And then pickleball is still working its way towards the completion of the foundation. The footings and everything are in. There's been a lot of work on the ground level, so you don't see a whole lot taking place. Quite a few concrete trucks coming in. But it should start going vertical very soon. The weather is definitely cooperating now, so although this weekend's supposed to rain,
Right.
But we should be starting to see some vertical movement fairly soon. Still looking towards early summer type time frame. The bridge, the golf bridges, we are working on the construction documents, still getting those ready for bid. The timing will be really dependent on all of the regulatory agencies that control the creek. So the timing is somewhat dependent on their guidance and approval process, but we'll have the documents ready for bid here in the coming months. We have identified 3 vendors for the lake liner.
just back to the bridges, when they do the bridge, and I know that we're already doing this, but just for public knowledge. They're working with the golf shop, because when they do, that's the on crossing 6 in the fairway. That's a main bridge, and then they got that one little short bridge that kind of just dead ends into the grass. You know, and so are they, I know that that's probably gonna be the primary crossing point. We're working with them on how that's gonna
We will
work.
definitely have to coordinate with the golf community, the golf operations. to
And I
make sure
imagine
it's-
cutting across, we'll have a temporary bridge to cut across.
You know, I'm not sure if it'll be a temporary bridge or we'll just be rerouting. Obviously, we need to make sure the play is safe and the path of travel, but we'll be coordinating with Jackie and Blake. It's still quite a ways off before we're.
Is the bridge work gonna do anything to alleviate the erosion, or is that?
You know, it may help because you're removing all of the concrete in the creek, so flow should be a
Change the
little
flow.
smoother. Yeah, right now it comes off and bounces and moves, but it still is probably gonna be an issue
Oh, okay.
to a degree, different places. So the lake liner, the goal is to replace the liner and to clear out any silt that is built up. We've identified some vendors for that we can work with in terms of developing the scope of the project and getting bid documents ready. That is something that we're trending towards next year, hopefully, but at least we're scoping it at this point, so we should have it ready.
Will they be able to do that in the winter season, January, February? I mean, I know rain's gonna be a problem and all that, but is that kind of the idea when they'll do it?
In terms of timing, we want to be as disruptive as possible, so. it's probably, because we can't interrupt irrigation season.
And just one other question, is there any talk about whether they're going, when they have to relook at that, is there just replace or it's kind of, is there anything that with the water situation, not, you know, continually year over year getting worse, are we thinking about trying to make it deeper, bigger to?
I think that'll be part of the discussion with the scope, once we get, that's part of the reason for doing an initial study is what is the capacity there? Can we go deeper? Do we have to do something different? So that'll be part of
Could
it.
they use that water, like if there was a fire somewhere
They have
nearby?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they can dip a helicopter bucket in it, so.
They did that with the Lafayette fire.
They took our water to
Mhm.
Lafayette Fire? Oh.
I don't even ask. They just-
They just showed up.
Really?
The skylight work down at Tice, you approved that last time, so we're working just to finalize the contract and the insurance documents, and then they'll get started on doing the work. And then for the ELS study, ELS is currently working on the development of several options that meet the overall capital goals. The first step really has been the evaluation of dollar house structure. They had their team with the engineer folks, the electrical folks, structural. They were out last 2 Thursdays ago. They toured the facility. They met with our facilities folks and looked at, where they wanted to make sure they had a good understanding of, all of the various elements. We have also sent them a list of all of the clubs and the types of reservations, the attendance that those clubs have for their meetings that take place, so they can start getting building an understanding of what the various rooms and spaces need to accommodate based on the current use. So they are in the midst of doing that. They are also looking at the parking capacity over there in that entire area and what are the options for expanding parking. It does not go into the park. So just so everybody knows, there will be no parking in Dollar Park, but looking at expanding parking capacity there. So that'll be part of the study. They are also looking at Gateway here and all of the various options that may exist within then gateway to meet the overall project goals. We'll be coming back to you next month because part of the scope of ELS study is to evaluate and do a full community outreach process. So we're working with ELS to develop that process, and we'll come back to you with some recommendations on how we include the community in the review and input process. So that'll be at your next meeting. I think that covers just about all of the capital projects.
So do you envision the ELS community outreach to be similar to the extensive outreach they did during the facilities master plan?
Yeah, I think it'll be something similar. We'll do kind of a open house type of event where people can come and look at all of the alternatives, ask questions, give input. There'll be one that's more of a study session, work session type of event. And then you come back and say, here's what we heard, here's the refinements we've made, and then come back to planning. They have, we did meet with the library group earlier this week just to get a tour of the library, have them tell us about their operation and so forth. So we're also, part of the outreach would be to work with individual community groups that are more the stakeholders for each space. So that'll continue as well.
Great. Right. I don't think we have any unfinished or new business. So Richard, you're up for member forum.
Okay, well, let me state the member forum. Members are welcome to speak during the designated member forum at Rossmore Walnut Creek RWC board and committee meetings, either in person or via Zoom. Speakers are limited to 2 minutes and must clearly state their full name and Rossmore address before beginning. If speaking on behalf of another member, a signed consent form is required. To speak, members must submit a completed member form slip prior to the start of the forum. Member form slips and guidelines are available at the meetings. For convenience, both the guidelines and forms may also be accessed and printed in advance from the RWC Board and Committee Meetings webpage. Please be advised that meetings are broadcast and recorded. By attending and participating, including during the open forum, attendees agree to and release RWC from all liability for their voice and or likeness being recorded and broadcast for any lawful purposes without compensation. For more details, including instructions on how to participate, submit written comments, and access printable member forum guidelines, the forums, please visit rossmore.com, residence GRF, board and committee meetings. Mr. Richard Giesner, would you please state your full name and your Rossmore address? And you have 2 minutes.
Richard Giesner, 3160 Ptarmigan Drive, number 4. I am the Mutual 29 Board President. I am the former Aquatics Committee Chair. I am a member of the Insurance Task Force. I am a member of the RWC Mutual Contract Negotiating Team. First, I'd like to thank Ann Matola for reopening the fitness center rooms to individuals and securing the pool equipment room. April 1st has come and gone, and we are still on shortened hours because of staffing shortages for all 3 pools. Lifeguard shortages have been an issue since the easing of the COVID restrictions. Weekend bus service has been gone for several years. And one of the reasons is because of staffing shortages. Indeed.com is one of the tools RWC is using to hire lifeguards and bus drivers. RWC is on the lower end of the pay scale being offered for both. If the hiring system that we are using for bus drivers and lifeguards has not worked for several years, it's time to think outside the box and make some changes in our hiring procedures. We brought in social sector solutions to help with our resale, escrow, and collection process. Let's ask some experts to help us with our staffing shortages. Reducing our member services because of a non-functional hiring system is unacceptable and needs to be addressed in the 27 RWC mutuals contract negotiations. Thank you.
Thank you.
I do not have any member forum online, so that completes our member
Okay.
forum.
Our next planning committee meeting will be Thursday, May 14th, 10 a.m. in this boardroom, and our meeting's adjourned.